this disease is so interesting because it's so diverse, because it affects certain people certain ways, and
everybody's different.
Exactly, the skill levels could be all there and not there. It affects every single person differently, but I do notice that music brings almost all of them a smile.
Music touches everything in the brain. It touches emotion, it touches memories, it touches feel, and it brings people back to who they are. So people who have lost their ability to communicate, who don't remember who their children are, you can put the music on them, and if it's a song that's attached to that memory of their child, it brings that person back to them.
It gives me chills.
It does. I honestly don't think we could ever get enough of music here, because it really stimulates them. It really gets their brains going in a way where kind of puts them back into a mindset. Well, that's just me speaking, so it's not just like scientific. So I don't know if it's actually proven, but I notice here that it does tend to bring the spirits back up. If that makes any sense.
Music and memory is an actual. It's a very defined program, and what you do is you work with the residents to develop their playlist, and it's based on their songs that were significant to them. Maybe the song they played as their first dance at their wedding, or certain singers, certain genres. But we try to be as specific as possible with the music when we develop the playlist, and then we load that onto an iPod, and then you wear the headset. So when you do this, it has the most amazing effect, because, and we do this here in memory care, we run this program. You can have music playing ambiently in their bedroom, their favorite music, the exact same music that's on their iPod, but you could just have it playing ambiently, and they'll just be sitting there and, doing their thing. But and it's designed for people with dementia, it's a specific program for people with dementia. You put the headset on them, all of a sudden it is a completely different world. I mean, they are awake, they will engage, they're in their wheelchair, waving, singing down
dancing
the
around.
Dancing as best they can.
Well.
But it creates because music music touches everything in the brain. It touches emotion, it touches memories, it touches feel, and it brings people back to who they are. So people who have lost their ability to communicate, who don't remember who their children are, you can put the music on them, and if it's a song that's attached to that memory of their child, it brings that person.
From my experiences, and there are many that would back this, that a person with dementia, namely with dementia, can be so far along in the stages to where they barely don't remember their name every day, or they don't remember what day it is, and they're pretty far along in their disease, but I can play a song and they will remember every word of that song. It's happened 50 times in my life at least that I've seen. That person, even that day, they can't even tell you their own name or who you are.
But they could sing
Sing
every single
word
word
to a song that you start up.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. That's apparently it gets rooted so deep in you that it never goes away.
Yeah.
Even when almost everything else does.
There is a resident here who they don't really talk, they really don't do anything, but when the music comes on, she'll light up and I know this song, and she'll just sit there and slowly kind of
get
into it. Yeah, and then she'll start mouthing the words, and it's so amazing because you're like, what? Like this.
That huge change.
Yeah, but then it's like when the music, it's only for brief seconds, and then the parts that they don't know, they'll just go back and kind of listen, and then they'll catch on. So I think that, yeah.
He always played the guitar his whole life. Traditional country was his thing, Gene Autry and Hank Williams, not Hank Williams Jr., but Hank Williams. These were like his things. and he taught his kids how to play the guitar, and he plays the harmonica. And
So it's a big part of his
It's a
life.
huge part of his life. He even cut a 45 at one point.
Oh, wow.
A little record when he was younger. So music has always been an important part of his life, and we knew when we started Music in Memory that he would be the perfect person to do this with, and he was actually the first one we developed the playlist with.
Oh,
and we
really?
sat with his family, and they even brought us a copy of the song that he cut on the 45. You know, so it was him singing. Talk about the memories attached to that.
Yeah.
Right? And he was the one. He was in his recliner, and they played music for him every day. I mean, he was always going in his room, but he would sit in his recliner, you know, and he just, you know, you could talk to him, and he would be able to respond in simple answers, you know, yes, no kind of questions, and then you put the music on him, and especially if it was song like, especially Gene Autry, that was his person. So, you know, you are my sunshine, my only sun. I mean, you know, that song, you can get that song. Everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
So, all of a sudden, he hears the music, you know, his eyes slowly open, and then he's like, and then the words start coming out, and then, you are my sunshine, and all of a sudden he's singing, and then, you know, then the eye contact happens, you know, and it's like, okay, you know, and so he was one that it really just, you could just see the joy and the life come back into him, you know. So when we put the headset on him and put him in his wheelchair, he was the one that was going down the hallway. He was sweeping himself down the hallway. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
That's great.
And singing to people. So he's my favorite story because he's just it, and he's declined significantly since he's been here. And his dementia has progressed to the point where he hardly engages at all. But you put that music. He can sing every song on that iPod, and we haven't changed that playlist in 3 years. And he can sing every song on it, and it brings him the same joy every single time.
That's amazing.
I think it's just vital. I mean, I think there needs to be live music coming, not just music on CDs and stuff. I do that too. I take headphones into rooms and give people tape decks and stuff. I think live music as well was really important, and just music in general, because, like you say, it's deep inside them, and there's been ladies that know me for singing, and they smile at me because they know I'm that guy that sings to them, and that's the only way they know me.
Right.
And they don't even know my name, but
They get
know
that
I'm
recognition.
singing guy, and they like me because it's music, you know.
Yeah.
I would like to get a lot more residents, or I guess like live performance. Honestly, I think that they engage a lot more in that versus on the radio. So personally, I think just having a lot more volunteers or entertainers, live music